Dr. Troy Dukowitz, and welcome back. Totally excited about this one. Why? Because in week 1, you also get your bonus tips. That way, if you want to make any changes and drop these in somewhere throughout the course of the month, do it now. Make that decision. So, first and foremost, one of the bonus tips this month is, what is subluxation? So literally, you print this out on card stock. Every patient that comes in, you have them answer the question, what is subluxation? It's a totally fun contest that you can do. You can even give a prize away. You can give a prize away for the best answer. You can give a prize away for the quirkiest or craziest answer. But here's how it works. Everyone who comes in writes down what subluxation means to them. At the end of the day, share them in team huddles just to kind of get a little chuckle. I mean, look, here's the thing. It's funny, but it isn't. If they don't know what it is, we got work to do. Right? Which is a great eye-opener, which is really why you do this. But number 2, you are going to get some crazy answers. You are going to get some answers that are people are like really thinking outside the box to explain what subluxation is, and other ones, people are just going to answer the question, which is great for us to know exactly where they sit in terms of this information. At the end of the day, what are you going to do? Make this very, very simple. You're going to review some of these, share it with your team, and what we're going to do is we're going to separate these out. So the people who actually knew what subluxation is goes into a separate pile over the people who didn't. At the end of the week, we put all the people who knew about subluxation into one particular, into a hat, so to speak. We pull one name out, and that person wins a prize. It can be a very, very simple prize, but they will get acknowledged for being chosen, the chosen one with the right definition. Now, if you have a bulletin board in your office, a whiteboard, somewhere where you can put these, now you have fun with it. Put those up for next week. People can walk by, read the definitions, and see what people came up with for being able to describe what subluxation is. This is always a great barometer to see exactly where you are in terms of what people understand about chiropractic, about subluxation, and the topics that you have in your office. Now, sidebar here. There are some people who aren't crazy about this stuff. They don't want to be put on the spot. So make sure, if it's over and over and over again, then it's something to do with our delivery, but we just let them know, hey, look, we just want to know what you know. We're having a little fun contest this week. We want to know how you would explain subluxation to somebody. So please let us know how you explain it. We're going to learn so much from you and probably get some new tips on how we can explain subluxation to people. So make it fun, make it lighthearted, but there has been, we've done this over the years, there has been 1 or 2 people who it's just their personality type. They're more of an amiable personality type, they're more of an introvert, they just don't want to be put on the spot like that. You know 1 or 2 people who are like that right now. So we're not necessarily going to force that. What we are going to do though is let the doctor know so the doctor can still generate the conversation and still talk to them about this. So look, go ahead and take this with you then and just hand it to Dr. Troy, hand it to Dr. Leah. And that way we know, no answer. I'm not going to give them a hard time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have a dialogue with you. And we're just going to talk about what it means. I'll write it down later. Or we just kind of check the box on that one. At least we had the conversation. That's what's important here. All right? Now, second bonus tip that you can use. This is a poster tip. This just says, let's focus in and use our posters this week, especially if you have nerve charts. If you have extra nerve charts that are in frames that aren't in the office, put them up. Put them by your adjusting tables, your adjusting rooms, and have a conversation about the nerve charts. So, communication CA, you're going to talk to everybody on that Monday morning and say, look, here's the deal. It's poster week, man, and we are focusing on the nerve chart, which means, doc, what has to happen? What has to happen is when you are done adjusting somebody and they hop off the table, share with them an area that you adjusted. Share with them, if they start talking about someone who has a challenge, share with them where those nerves go, what they innervate. Have that conversation with your patient. This is a great way to just use the visuals that you have in your office to share with people what it is, 1, that you've done today, and 2, how chiropractic affects the body as we talk about brain, spinal cord, nerves. So it really gives you an opportunity to talk about that full connection from brain to body. So this is a really easy conversation to have, but it's also very impactful to be able to do so. I've had people over the years come back in and start explaining stuff to me on the nerve chart, which means, hey, we're making inroads here and helping them to better understand what we do. Now, as far as the CAs, conversation is opened up at the front desk. If you have little tear sheets of the nerve chart, or you can simply print one off, make sure that you give that to the patient and talk to them about brain, spinal cord, nerve, and help them to start to understand this is how your body works. And if there's interference, guess what? You're not going to be functioning the way you should. So this really opens the door for some fun conversations in the office. So Poster week is really fun, really easy, low-hanging fruit, but here's the key with both of these. Whether you use the what is the subluxation tip or you use the poster week focus. Communication CA, every single day, you've got to be on this. You've got to make sure that everyone on your team is on board and everyone on your team is being essentially called out. If the docs are not having this conversation, doc, you got to be called out because you are the primary here in having that conversation. The rest of your team has a secondary opportunity to have that conversation, but the certainty and confidence, well, it comes from you. So your CAs will be paying attention to this. They'll call you out when they need to. Why? Because you got to have focus, because the reason we're here is to do what? Increase patient certainty, so we increase patient retention. All right, so that's the bonus for this month, along with week 1's tip. Get to work, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.